According to a new poll released today by Quinnipiac University, 57% of voters disapprove of the way ICE is enforcing immigration laws. 40% of voters approve the way ICE is enforcing immigration laws. These numbers are nearly identical to the Quinnipiac poll conducted in July of last year. Today's poll was broken down by parties. 84% of Republicans approve the way ICE is enforcing the immigration laws, while 94% of Democrats say they disapprove.